Oh, well, what a night for Ousmane Dembélé to win his first Ballon d'Or and to be celebrated in front of a home crowd in Paris. Football royalty gathered tonight to have a look at the winner of the Ballon d'Or. And here's just a reminder of the first to 10 rankings that we saw. Rafinha coming in at 5, Mo Salah in the top 4 as well. Vitinha made it 3, Lamine Yamal won the Young Player of the Year, but Ousmane Dembélé came out on top. It was emotional, Nigel, wasn't it, to see him up there giving his speech, to see him with his mum as well celebrating. Deserved winner, you have to say.
Yeah, deserved it. Really, I mean, it was great to see. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit emotional as well when he gives the speech, and I think this is the side of football that we want to see. We talked about the ceremony and the glitz and glam, but for me, the moment that made it was that moment there when he gave the speech and he talked about, obviously, his mum. You know, my French isn't as good as Nico, but you could see the emotion that comes behind it. And when you start this journey becoming a professional football player, there's so many hurdles you're going to face. There's so many no's. There's so many managers and coaches who are going to tell you you're not good enough or you're never going to make it. And it's about that individual mentality that you have to keep going and keep going. And you look at the journey that he's had, the redemption, when he went to Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona, and then people thought he'll never accomplish or get to where he got to. He speaks about playing the game and never dreaming about winning the Ballon d'Or. And what really got to me is just the love that he has for his mother. Because as players and ex-players, fans will love you one day. Next day, they'll hate you. They'll sing all types of stuff against you. Who's always going to be there for you when you go home and you have a bad day? Or when you go home and people are talking nonsense about you in the papers? It's the foundation of the family. Your family's always going to be there. They're going to be that support net. And just to see him get so emotional, and his mum, because they know what he's had to go through to get there, because it hasn't been an easy road. He's not as naturally gifted as maybe a Lamine Yamal or Messi or other players that we've seen, but he's worked hard to get there. He's even had a little run-in with Luis Enrique that he had to come clean the other side. So I think that's what makes the beautiful journey of football worth it, when you see those moments and giving it back to the family who's always going to support you, regardless if you have a good day, bad game, all through what you have to go through. And it really did touch me. It really did touch my heart.
Think about his redemption arc, right? In Spanish, we say, fútbol siempre revancha. Football always gives you revenge, a chance of revenge, a second opportunity. This guy was bought from Dortmund by Barcelona and was the joint second most expensive player ever. He had to kind of fill the void that Neymar left, and he was never at the Barcelona quality. I think we could all agree from that. At his time at Barcelona, he spent so much time away from the pitch because of his injuries. Fast forward to the FIFA World Cup. In the final, he had one of the worst performances ever in a World Cup final. L'Equipe categorized it as a performance not worthy of a World Cup final. That guy who got subbed off in the first half of the game against Argentina is now the best player in the world. So when you feel like you've hit rock bottom, that you feel like you're not good enough for Barcelona, in his thank you speech, he did give thanks to Nasser El-Khelaifi that found him at Barcelona. Again, Neymar leaving Barcelona, him having to fulfill a very protagonistic, important role. And then to kind of build back all of this belief, probably self-belief, and then belief from everybody around him, the fans, the pundits, media, everybody. Because now it almost felt unequivocally that we all believed that he was going to win the Ballon d'Or, and rightfully so. Imagine that the guy that got pulled out of a World Cup final because he was so bad is now the winner of the Ballon d'Or. So when anybody tells you that you're not good enough, that you suck, that your quality's too poor, there's always football will always give you a chance to come back.
Chills. I mean, I think you both said it so well. This humanized him so much, a player that I think always seems very stoic. To see him break down, talking about his mom, talking about his journey. 2 years ago, we would have never said Dembélé, Ballon d'Or, easily going to win it. To overcome all of that, handle it with such grace, build his confidence back up with the foundation of his family, the support of those close to you. it humanized him in such a way, and it's absolutely so deserved. I love it for him.
It's great for the youngsters to see those watching, because you speak to so many families and people who have their kids playing football and they're getting rejected at this club, they're getting let go at this club, and I'm always telling them stories of players that I've played with who started from the lower leagues and still made it all the way through. Like, never give up. This is a fantastic story for the youngsters watching around the world to say that never give up in your dreams. It's never easy. It's never going to be easy. That's the whole footballer's journey. It's never, ever easy. It's always hard. So many footballers go through so many different things. And this is the pinnacle now. Never doubt yourself. Always have that belief and continue to go. Even when you're at your rock bottom, you still have a chance, like Nico said. And it's just fantastic to see.
And what an amazing individual award to win, but he brought so much joy to Paris, didn't he, this past season, winning the Champions League alongside the treble. Let's have a look back at his season, because he won 4 trophies with PSG, 37 goals, 14 assists in 60 appearances. He was the Champions League and Liga Player of the Year. I mean, this is just the cherry on top of everything that he could have possibly won in world football, right, Nico?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's a great representation of what PSG achieved this past season. It would have felt a little bit wrong had the Ballon d'Or not gone to anybody from PSG. And it's a little bit strange because, again, Rafinha put up better numbers than him individually, right? And that's why this PSG team is a little bit weird, because they don't have someone like Mbappe. They don't have a force of nature, someone like a Messi or a Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Even like a Karim Benzema, because Benzema won it in that year. And it never felt like we were ever... I think he even alluded to it in his speech, that in my objectives, Ballon d'Or was never in my sights. 3 years ago, if I would have told you Ousmane Dembélé is going to win the Ballon d'Or, all of us would have laughed. I guarantee it. Right? But if 3 years before I would have told you Luka Modric is going to win the Ballon d'Or, I think you would have said, all right, I kind of see it. Same goes for Benzema, right? We're talking about players that were world class. Who am I missing since Ronaldo and Messi retired? I think Benzema and Luka Modric. Those two. And then we were so used to the Ballon d'Or winner being elite world class always. Dembélé wasn't elite world class always. He earned it, right? He had to take a major, significant step forward in his career to even be remotely considered for an award like this. So that's why I think, even for himself, you saw how nervous he was when he said, I'm so nervous, I'm so flustered right now. It's almost felt anti-natural to the path that his life took, that he's winning a Ballon d'Or. So it's surprising, but it's wonderful at the same time, because never be ruled out from anything that you want to achieve.
Listen, hard work paid off, and to be fair, he was sweating more than you sweat.
How about that reception,
Nigel's head was sweating.
Darian, because to be in that room in particular, yes, it's the most special thing for any player to win, but for him to have won it with Paris, then to be in Paris tonight and to hear them echoing his name around, it was the most special situation it could have been.
Well, to know that you're amongst peers that, like Nico said, are the purest of footballers, that are at this elite level, that have won this before. Ronaldinho's presenting this award to you, and to have never even really considered yourself or let this be the end-all, be-all of your playing career. To hear them chanting your name as they're announcing who made the top 2.
Yeah.
Chills. That is chills, especially for someone whose career very publicly has not been linear. He has not always been the star player. He has not always been the one that a team can rely on. To overcome all of that and be in this moment and just see the emotion even radiating from him in the seat, where he almost looked like, he looked younger than Lamine Yamal almost when he was sitting there. He just looked so nervous. The moment felt so big. So for him to get this is just the cherry on top of an incredible season.
He was very humbled. You could tell by the whole thing. I don't think that he really knew for sure that he was going to win, and he just seemed very humble. Like you said, he was nervous when he gave his speech, but if he didn't win it, there probably would have been a riot in that building with the amount of support that he had there. So he was very well supported, and it's great. And when you look into things, I'm not trying to stir anything, but you look at Lamine Yamal's reaction, I think that's a young man saying that next year, that's mine. You could see that the competitiveness in that young man to say, next year, that's mine. Obviously, he was happy for Dembélé, but I just think for me, just watching that, and I'll still keep getting emotional about the speech and his family and watching the members cry, it's such a big part of being a footballer. And that's what people don't understand about the dynamic of having family support, because there are more lows than there are highs being a professional football player playing the highest level. Way more lows. If you don't have the right support, it can be a very, very hard road.
Imagine being Ousmane Dembélé right now, because it felt like if it wasn't in this moment, I don't think he would ever won a Ballon d'Or. No. Lamine Yamal, you look at a player like Lamine Yamal, and this is back to my point, and you see in Lamine Yamal, future Ballon d'Or winner. He may or may not win one. Same thing with Mbappe. You see Mbappe's performances from a couple, right?
Lamine will win one.
Right? Well,
there's a different animal in that young kid.
Okay, we would have said the same thing about Neymar, and Neymar walked away without a Ballon d'Or.
I never said that about
right?
Neymar.
But regardless, what I'm getting at, there's certain natural talent that players have. Perhaps, maybe you would have alluded to it at the time when Ousmane Dembélé was at Dortmund, and he showed a little bit of that next-gen quality, like, oh, this guy, he's a future talent. But I don't know if we ever entertained the conversation at a Ballon d'Or level. So for him to win, it's timely in this moment for his career path, for PSG, and everything that they've done to finally be another French team next to Marseille that wins the Ballon d'Or. Extremely ironic that today Marseille beat PSG 1-0 in Le Classique, like first time in like 14 years that at the Vélodrome they end up beating PSG.
Shows it can't always be perfect.
Crazy, crazy.
It? And Lamine Yamal as well, to win his trophy, to win Young Player of the Year, that was a special moment for him and feels just for obviously what we've seen from him this season.